to Internet Girlz.
Welcome.
This is our fourth episode. Can you believe it?
And we're recording all of these while Tori is here visiting me. And when we were talking about this idea, Tori was like, I think I want to do these all in person. But we live across the country from each other.
And I was like, let me bring you back down to earth a little bit. Because I'm a little big. I'm like, oh, we can do everything.
Tori has big ideas, which I love.
Yeah.
But I'm a realist. I'm like, I don't know about flying across the country every time we want to record a podcast, but I love the energy. But yeah, she's here. We did our podcast photo shoot, so I'm sure you've already seen the branding photos by now. But they are so
cute. Oh my gosh.
Cute.
You should have seen us looking at them after we were got them back. We were and we, whenever you look at something and you hit the person next to you with excitement, that's what we were doing. We were crying because we were laughing because we kept doing that.
Tori and I share a brain cell. That's it. We're the same person.
Yes. We finish each other's sandwiches. That's how come we knew we need to do this.
Yeah, exactly. We have that chemistry. I hope you guys are loving this though. And today we're going to jump into a really fun topic that you probably know us for, which is
PCOS. It plagues us both.
It plagues us. Yeah, so we're going to jump into that, but we did go to a really fun influencer event yesterday that we wanted to tell you about. We went up to Healdsburg in wine country.
Yeah, so fun. Oops, sorry, that was my alarm. But yeah, fun fact about me, never get invited to influencer events.
Which is so weird, but I think it's because Tori moves every 3 to 6 months.
Yeah, so it's kind of hard to track me down. And I have been invited to a few, that's not exactly true, but not a lot, not as many as you would think. And so when Hannah was like, Tori, I got this invite for this amazing one that's out in wine country. And we're in the true wine country. We're in Northern California, NorCal. So obviously we were like, okay, we're going.
So I have to tell you guys a funny story. So we go there and they're like, oh my gosh, Nikki Bella is going to be here, the Bella twins. And I was like, who's that? And everyone was like, have you been living under a rock? So anyway, the event's happening. We're drinking wine. We're feeling good. Tori's going up to everyone hi, I'm Tori. And I was like, respect. I love the energy.
I can't help it. It's something about myself. It's word vomit. I literally cannot help myself.
And I love it so much. Imagine going to an event where you don't know anyone and your friend there is meeting everyone and becoming friends with them. It's clutch. So anyway, I felt inspired. So I went up to the next person I saw and I was like, oh my gosh, hi, I love your set so much. I'm Hannah. And she was like, hi, I'm Nikki. And I was like, Nikki Bella? Wait.
No, it's so funny too, because before this, whenever I was telling Hannah, I was like, oh my gosh, that's a big deal. Hannah was like, wait, is she Real Housewives famous or movie star famous? And I was like, famous in a Real Housewives, but a little under a movie star. So in the middle.
And I was like, oh shit. And I saw her 10 million Instagram followers and I was like, oh, okay. Big deal, And so suddenly I'm talking to Nikki Bella and we're becoming best friends. And then we just we are best friends now. She follows me on Instagram.
No, she is the
end of story.
Sweetest, most down to earth person too.
Never.
We were talking. She was telling us such sweet things about her kid. She's just such a nice person.
So nice, and you would not think she's famous. She was telling us about coaching her son's t-ball games and how he loves just being with his mom all the time. And I was like, how do you have 10 million Instagram followers? You're the most down-to-earth person. I've met people with 100,000 followers that were not as down-to-earth as Nikki Bella.
Yeah, me. I'm just kidding.
I'm just kidding. As you should be.
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, she, literally, she was telling us little snippets of, oh yeah, when I met my husband. Just, so nice. Not what you would expect from someone of that magnitude,
It was great.
I just wanted to be you're so nice.
I know, they say don't meet your idols, but when your idol's brand new, I guess it works out.
It's like, she's my idol now.
Found out who she was yesterday as I was meeting her. And now she's my idol.
We did film a TikTok with her.
Yes, you've probably already seen it because we're going to push this episode out later. But what a queen. That was so fun.
She's so sweet. So sweet. And it was such an amazing event, too. As someone who never gets to go to influencer events, I was so impressed. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool.
It was so good. Urban Remedy did the food, which I loved. I love a nice, clean, salady lunch.
Me too, especially because I've been on like my health journey so hardcore with food in particular, which is kind of new for me. And I've always loved healthy food in general, but
me too.
I've just been like really hyper aware of like what I've been putting in my body ever since, you know, I almost whatever happened. And
which we'll do an episode on so you can like spill all the tea.
Yeah. Traumatic. But anyways, so that food was so good. Like I woke up.
It basically healed our PCOS.
Oh, cured.
Cured. We don't need to do this episode anymore.
No, it was so good. And they had juices.
Oh, I have some in my fridge.
And they had these wrap things.
These wrap things, I was like, I already know they looked like giant spring rolls. Which, if you know me, I'm a spring roll connoisseur. I make spring rolls. I eat spring rolls. I devour them. And they were so good.
They were so good. Oh my gosh. I'm like mouth-watering.
I know.
And they had cookies and like these chocolate things. Okay.
Healthy Twix. Anyway.
Yeah. We could go on.
Yeah.
All the girls were super nice. It was beautiful. I'm sure you've seen photos, but
yeah.
Shout out to Juice Beauty. Thank you for having us. Thank you for inviting Hannah. And then Hannah, thank you for letting me tag along.
Oh yeah, you're my permanent +1.
Yeah, I am a professional +1 at
this is what she does.
I love it. It's actually the cakeest job because you don't technically have any responsibilities. Besides, it was funny because whenever I was Hannah's +1 on the Disney thing, they were like, oh yeah, if you post stories, you have to use the hashtags. Yeah. And I'm like, what? So that was a lot of hashtags.
It was a lot of hashtags.
And they kept changing, and I was like, but I'm the +1. It's fine, though. No complaints. Thank you, Disney.
Yeah.
Please invite me. I will
we'll use your hashtag.
I will gladly.
We should do a whole episode on Disney.
Oh, yeah.
That would be so good.
Oh, my God. And we could talk about brand trips in general.
Hell yes.
Okay.
Because Tori's been on like 1 million brand trips. I've been on like 5.
I have not been on 1 million, but I've been on like probably just the exact same amount as you. As the +1.
+1.
I like to call it the +fun though because it just makes me feel better.
As you should. All right, well, let's jump into our topic of choice today, which is something we both specialize in, PCOS.
Yeah, so for me, I know I was diagnosed in like 7th grade, which is really early to be diagnosed because I know a lot of people struggle with getting a definitive diagnosis on PCOS. Like a lot of people will be like, oh, my doctor's speculating I have it. But for some reason, I have heard from other people that a lot of doctors don't want to like say that they have PCOS. Like they're not as quick to just like put that label on them. I'm not sure why. I think it's because it's like kind of complex. It's not just one thing, like one test and you get diagnosed with it.
Yeah, I kind of like that because my doctor, I was like, oh, my periods are always late. They're never normal. And she was like, you have PCOS. I was like, oh, what? And it basically was scary because they were like, you might have trouble having kids in the future. Like, terrifying.
Did she do an ultrasound?
No.
Really? Have you ever had an ultrasound done?
Yeah. So I went to the UCSF PCOS clinic. They specialize in PCOS. It's like so good.
Yeah, no, you're so lucky. Whenever it was Smooth Skin during PCOS month, I got to donate like all the proceeds, like 10% of sales to them.
Oh my God, no way.
Yeah.
Okay, well, they don't need it. They're rich.
Oh, damn.
And I had to pay out of pocket for that. But it's such a nice clinic. If you have PCOS, I highly recommend like finding some sort of specialist. I went in, I got all my blood work done. They did a vaginal ultrasound, which was my first one ever. And I literally was like, oh, you don't want just like my stomach? Like you want to go up there into my hoo-ha? Okay. But it was okay. And they confirmed my diagnosis because I had told them like, oh, I just like found out at 15 and I don't really know anything. And I mean, I didn't know what that meant. You're a 15-year-old or like you were in 7th grade. Like you
Yeah,
don't know
which
anything.
I don't even remember how old you are in 7th grade, but I remember that they wanted to put me on birth control right away. Like that was their first
That's
thing.
like 12, I think.
Yeah, they were like, oh, you have PCOS. We'll put you on birth control.
Yeah, I got on birth control. And I remember being with my mom there and being like, does she think I'm sexually active? Because I wasn't at 15. And yeah, they were like, we're going to put you on birth control to manage your cycle. And I was like, what does this mean? I just got my period like 2 years ago.
Yeah, I remember my dad being like, I don't think she should be on birth control, like regardless of what this is.
Yeah.
Like she's like 12.
To start pumping hormones into your body like that.
Yeah.
And they had told me, they were like, if you're not taking continuous birth control, you'll probably develop like cancerous cysts or whatever.
What? Oh my god.
Yeah, they were like, you'll get cancer. Like, yeah, way to scare a 15-year-old.
Okay, that is terrifying.
My friend was diagnosed with PCOS at the same time, and she was sobbing to me, and she was like, they told me I can't have kids.
Oh my god.
And I was like, I don't think that's true, which is not true, by the way.
Yeah, I have plenty of friends who have PCOS and have multiple kids.
Yeah.
But the symptoms of PCOS, if you think that you might have it, are...
Yeah, don't self-diagnose, though.
Yeah, this is...
Like, go to the doctor.
Yeah, this is allegedly, you know? And not medical advice. This is just, like, the symptoms that we have experienced, and we're speaking from our own personal experience. For me, has been facial hair. That's really cool.
So fun.
It was so fun growing up. Yeah. But facial hair... weight gain, irregular periods, painful, heavy, crazy periods. Like during that time, the only reason I even went to the doctor in 7th grade is because my periods were like having me on the floor and I was like bleeding through tampons like immediately.
Oh my god.
It was insane. Yeah, and then cysts on your ovaries. But you do not have to have cysts on your ovaries to have PCOS. That's a common misconception just because of the name. I've actually had multiple doctors tell me that they wish that they would change the name.
I actually did not know that.
Yeah, you don't have to have cysts on your ovaries.
Because for me, they did the ultrasound and they were like, yep, you have cysts on your ovaries. You officially have PCOS.
Yeah, you can have the other symptoms that I mentioned and your hormones can be off and all of that. Mm-hmm. It's really about your hormones, like your blood.
Insulin resistance. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That is the defining like thing. You could have that and not have the other symptoms and have PCOS technically. So
yeah, everyone's different. Like I don't have any facial hair, which I'm thankful for. Yeah, but also like you've capitalized on it. So like
that's true.
Get it. A lot of women don't have weight gain at all. And like I mean, I had serious weight gain for mine because like insulin resistance basically just turns everything into fat, which is so fun.
Yeah.
And makes it very hard to lose weight. What else? I mean, I've always had like higher testosterone levels.
Which this is another thing about the testosterone levels is like it doesn't have to be because like me and Hannah's testosterone actually both falls in the normal range. Like anything over 45 not milligrams, whatever it is, 45 is too high. Like that is considered like high for women, and both of ours are under that number, but we both have high what is called free range testosterone, and you do not know that unless you do a full testosterone workup. And I cannot tell you how many doctors I saw before they ever did that on me. They were just like, that's weird, I thought it would be higher, but you obviously have these other symptoms, so you have it. So make sure that you ask for a full testosterone panel workout. And if that doctor does not want to do it, find another one.
I just dealt with a doctor who would not do blood work for me. And I did Sure So Fast, found someone who would. That's insane. They work for you.
Bye, Felicia.
Bye.
You pay them, you know? Also, it really can affect fertility as well, which is really hard as a woman, you know, like.
So the way it affects fertility, because I learned a lot about this as someone who is trying to conceive, it doesn't directly affect fertility. Like it's not like if you have PCOS, you can't get pregnant. It just makes it harder because when you have PCOS, a lot of the time you have very irregular periods. My periods used to come like the normal cycle is 25 days. My cycles were between 90 to like 110 days. So like very irregular. So that means you have no idea when you're ovulating or if you are ovulating at all, because you can have a period without ovulating.
Wait, really?
Yeah. It's called anovulation.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So like you'll bleed and everything?
Mm-hmm. But your body won't release an egg. So you're basically, how it works is your uterine lining will still build up, like preparing for an egg, but then an egg will not release and it'll still like shed its lining.
Is that like a PCOS thing? Like, or does that just happen in general?
It can happen to anyone, but it's very common in PCOS.
Because it's like your hormones tell you to release the egg.
Think so.
Maybe one day we'll do an episode with a PCOS.
That would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's, I remember when I found that out and I bought like everything you possibly could to try to measure ovulation, because I was like, how do I know?
Mm-hmm.
And then I did manage, spoiler alert, to get pregnant. But I did have a miscarriage, which was not PCOS related at all. So don't think that like if you have PCOS, you have a higher chance of miscarriage. It was just that my egg was not viable, which we can go into at a later date. But I did manage to ovulate. I've been taking some supplements that really helped with that. So if you are trying to conceive, I've talked about this a lot on my TikTok, but I'm taking maca root and inositol. I talk about these all the time. They're magical.
I'm laughing.
It's like, I know.
I'm laughing because Hannah is like the maca root, like queen. Like you should get shirts made.
I should. I tell everyone, I'm like, oh, you came pregnant? Maca root. Maca root, there you go. But also, if you're not trying to conceive, maca root can also help you with your cycles.
Yeah.
And inositol is like the magic supplement for PCOS.
Okay.
So you gotta take it.
I know I have some. I brought it with me because I was like, I'm gonna start taking it, and it was like right before we left on this trip, and I have not taken it.
No, but literally, I started taking it, and all like my testosterone levels went down, my inflammation went down, my insulin resistance went down, and my nutritionist at Alara was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I'm taking an inositol. That's it."
Oh, that's awesome! Yeah, shout out to Alara, because I just do want to give them a quick shout out that if you cannot find a doctor in your range, or even if you can and you just don't feel like they're specialized enough with PCOS, there's a solution for you, and it's Alara. They're a whole medical team of doctors that are specialized, and you can get in to see them with a quickness.
Sponsored by Alara.
Sponsored by Alara. Shout out to our sponsor, Alara.
But yeah, Alara, we love you. Literally, like talking to a normal doctor that is like covered by my health insurance, I get off the phone crying like 90% of the time. Talking to Alara, I'm crying because I'm happy. Because I'm like feeling heard and seen, and they tell me what I'm doing right, and it's nice.
And also they just like understand. It's like you're speaking the same language.
Yeah.
Whereas the other like healthcare, it's like PCOS is so specific, and it's also like so nuanced and different for everyone, and it's hard to wrap your head around that. And I feel like a lot of doctors aren't looking at it that way.
Yeah, I found a new doctor recently because, as I said, my other one would not do my lab work. So I tried out a new doctor, and I was trying to talk to her about my insulin resistance, PCOS. She did not want to hear about my PCOS. She was like, yeah, PCOS aside. I was like, well, no, that's actually a really big part of my health.
Yeah, and also that was the main reason, the only reason why you even scheduled that appointment.
Yeah, and she just wanted to talk to me about weight loss and like counting my calories, doing weight loss classes, exercising 7 days a week. She was like, you have to exercise every single day, and you have to only eat 1,500 calories. And I was like, oh, so you want me to have an eating disorder?
And it's like, that's not about that. You're wanting it to manage your insulin resistance due to your PCOS.
Not lose weight.
You're not trying to get on this to lose weight.
Yeah, like some people have different versions of like what they want. Like not ever, like I'm happy with my body. I'm okay with all this going on. That I just want to get my body ready for pregnancy and like be in the best possible position. And all she wanted to talk about was weight loss.
Oh, that sucks.
It sucks. I literally got off the phone and cried and then called you.
I was like, no, fire her
Yeah, she's fired. She
immediately.
was removed as my
Delete.
doctor.
Men in black her from your brain. You know, the pen.
I know. I never want to think about it. Like, horrible. Horrible.
Yeah. I hate that so much.
So go check out Alara because it's super affordable too.
Mm-hmm.
And I couldn't do it through my insurance, but I don't know if people can.
Yeah, no, you can.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's covered by my insurance actually. You still pay like for your test and things like that, which are partially covered in my case. And you know, it's different depending on what insurance that you have, but they are covered and they're available in like 22 states. That's a lot of states I was looking at. I just did a video recently. It's a lot. And they're new states like all the time. They're working on being not I almost said nationwide.
Nationwide. We love Alara.
Yeah. But I will say like PCOS in general, like as far as like the facial hair goes, it's something that I had to like learn because that's a big symptom that I've struggled with and like how it's like a lifestyle, you know, it's like, oh, I have to shower, I have to take morning showers instead of night showers because I have to shave my face in the morning. So that's why I take morning showers, you know, before I like start my day. So that's like kind of annoying and just like, you know, always making sure that we have period products on us because like, you never know when you're going to start your period.
Okay. Yes. Can we talk about this? So we went on a Disney brand trip together, as we said. I literally, it's like first night, we're just getting there. I'm so excited. Who gets her period? Me. Which is, you know what? A 26-day cycle. So was I expecting that at all? Like, that's a normal cycle, yes, but not for me. So I was like, you're fucking kidding me right now? And Tori, like, came through. She had so many tampons, so many pads. Like, it was so nice.
Yeah, Hannah's like, were you supposed to thinking you're going to start your period or something? I'm like, no, I just, like...
You never know.
Yeah, I just keep them, like, everywhere because you never know.
It was so clutch.
Yeah.
But also, like, can you imagine... You get to a Disney brand trip and you're going and going and going like 14 hours a day and then you get your period right away. Like that sucks.
And also, I don't know if y'all know anything about Disney, but like everything is kind of far away from each other. So trying to track down, can you imagine like where would you even go? Probably walk all the way down to the...
I mean, we had to DoorDash it.
Yeah.
Or Uber Eats it or whatever.
Otherwise, what, free bleed all the way down to the line?
Exactly.
That's like a million miles away, you know?
So sad.
But it's just things like that you really have to like
plan for
and think about that, you know, people who don't have to worry about this don't have that luxury.
Yeah, talking to women who have, like, they know when their cycle's coming, like it's clockwork.
That's crazy.
That's insane. They're like, I can tell you the exact day I'm going to start my period. I'm like, oh, what a luxury. You can just plan for that.
Yeah, what is that like?
Yeah, could not be me.
No, that's freaking crazy. I love that for them, though.
I know, I'm jealous.
Yeah. But I have found also, like, the biggest thing for me that's been helpful is making changes in my diet. And I'm someone who has struggled with, like, eating disorders and stuff before. I think honestly most women in America have like at some point to some degree, you know, like some sort of disordered eating. So what I have done is because I'm like, okay, I don't want to have this like big strict diet. So here's what I'll do. I'll have like a couple of rules and I'm a rule breaker. Something about me is the rules are meant to be broken. I'm not a rule follower. So I will not like, there's times that I throw these out the window, but more often than not, this is what I'm doing. I try to aim for 100 grams of protein every single day, which for someone who's not a huge meat eater, because I'm not like myself.
It's hard.
Yeah, it's hard. So I really have to be like intentional about that. And I always make it like a game. I'm like, ooh, how many does this have? How many does this have? And then I just like try to get them in and try to do like 30 grams of each meal. And then make my snacks in between, like, significant amount, too, as well. So that's how I do it. I make like what I eat in a day with PCOS videos. I made a few of those or like PCOS meal videos. And so if you need any inspo, like I've had a lot of people say that those are really helpful.
I think those are really helpful.
Yeah, and they've really made that has made the biggest difference rather than any of the what are those like pills that they love to prescribe? Birth control and what's the other
Metformin.
metformin, like any of that.
Metformin is nothing for me.
Same. I'm like, I'm not taking this to for what? But have you noticed like with dietary?
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, I think it's just for anyone too. Like when you eat a healthy, balanced diet, you feel better. When you get outside and exercise and you're in the sun, you feel better.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I don't try to like stick to like I don't track macros, I don't track calories, I don't do any of that. I just try to intuitive eat
Mm-hmm.
and I try to really like stick to like what feels good. Like if I feel like having a salad for lunch, I'll have a salad. If I feel like having a burger for lunch, I'll have a burger. And just make sure that I'm like really trying to add fiber, protein, a lot of veggies. I have like nailed the perfect breakfast smoothie because I'm not like a big eater in the morning. So having like loads of fiber and protein in my diet in the morning is so helpful and starts the day right.
Yeah, and that's the most important time to get your protein in as PCOS because you wake up like if you especially have insulin resistant PCOS, you need to wake up and eat a lot of protein. That's like the most important thing. And I'm not a big eater in the morning either.
Yeah, so smoothies are clutch.
Yeah, they're the best.
And yeah, I was talking to my Alara nutritionist about like the perfect smoothie because she was saying like avocados have so much fiber in them, which like I had no idea.
Me neither.
And so half an avocado has like half the amount of fiber you need for the day. So I do half an avocado, chia seeds. She also recommended hemp seeds. Those are like really rich in fiber. I do a scoop or two of my whey protein powder, which makes it like super creamy. Oat milk, and then I add my fruit of choice. So lately I've been on like a pineapple mango kick
Mm,
with like some peaches and strawberries thrown in. So
yum.
good.
Yum. Is that what we had the other day?
That is.
Yum.
Yeah.
It's so
So good.
good.
Minus the avocado because I ran out. But
It's delicious.
high fiber, high protein, and it's like tasty. Like it's
Yeah.
like a sweet, nice smoothie. So you feel like you're having a treat, but it's like so good for you.
Yeah, and I do not count calories at all. Like the most that I'm gonna do is track my protein intake. And the main reason why I do that is because it's kind of fun. Like I'm like kind of having it's like
No, I think
fun.
it's great.
Yeah, but I'm not counting calories. Like you will never catch me doing
Yeah.
that. And if someone ever suggests me to do that, like absolutely not. That's
Like
triggering.
my Kaiser doctor.
Yeah, how dare
Shout out.
she?
Shout out to Kaiser. You suck.
Yeah. X you out. But and then also as far as like exercise goes, like I hate the gym so much. Like I hate it. Like
I love the gym, but I go through phases.
I'm not a gym girl. I'm like a yoga, like walking, bike ride.
Yoga and walking are like so good for PCOS.
Yeah.
Like when you have PCOS, you need like a more gentle form of exercise.
Mhm.
Swimming, yoga, cozy cardio, you know, like walking on your walking pad. And if you are a gym girly, like lifting is really good.
Yeah, heavy lifting. I need to get back into the gym for
I
that.
really do want to start lifting again.
Powerlifting.
Powerlifting, bad bitch alert.
I know. It's so good for you with PCOS. What they say you should do is like like Hannah was just saying the like walking, yoga, all of that, and heavy lifting. They're not saying like hit walkouts. I cannot talk today. I don't know what is going on.
It's early.
Yeah. Hit workouts.
Yeah, I do kind of miss the gym. I would go to the gym and I would stretch and then I would hop on the treadmill and do like a 20-minute like brisk walk while I was watching TikToks, of course, because that makes the time fly by. And then I would go and do like arm work and like do a little lifting. And it was always fun when I would take John, my husband, because I just like look at him across the gym and be like, damn, who's that sexy motherfucker, you know?
That's cute. That's so cute. I think that all of those things really just positively impact like PCOS. Those are great tips.
Yeah,
We're so good.
we're so good. People pay like hundreds for this.
Yeah. And as far as though like your mental health, like the thing about PCOS that has infected, wow, what is going on with me today? Affected my mental health is like sometimes it just makes you so tired, which is where like those like diet and exercise that we just mentioned has been the most helpful for me. Like implementing those dietary changes and like those exercises that has like really like overhauled that. But without that, I'm so tired.
Yeah, I think making sure you're getting really good sleep. So I was diagnosed also with sleep apnea. So I've recently started sleeping with a CPAP, and I got these like cute pink silky straps for it to make it seem like cute and girly. Because like if I have to wear this the rest of my life, it better be cute.
It is cute.
It is, but it actually changed my energy levels so much. I cut out caffeine like 2 years ago, and that has really affected my energy levels like in a positive way. I found out I actually have natural energy. Who knew? And then sleeping with the CPAP, I like actually wake up feeling rested. Like I'm not trying to like kill myself in my sleep, you know? My husband was like, "You're so dumb. You don't even know how to breathe in your sleep." I was like, "Thanks."
That's funny. Yeah, I thought so PCOS actually and sleep apnea, I've heard are like very common.
They're besties.
Yeah. Like a lot of people, if you have PCOS, also have sleep apnea. So if you do, that might be something you want to look into if you have PCOS as well. They thought I had it and I went and got tested and I was sure. I was like, "Oh, I for sure have it." Like, and then they called me because they either call you or tell you to come in for an appointment. I thought they were calling me to like schedule an appointment for them to sit me down and be like, "Hey, you have
your CPAP."
Yeah, here you go." But she was like, "Hey, you don't have sleep apnea." And I was like, "What?" I was like, "Are you sure?" And she was like, "Yeah." And I started laughing at the lady. I was like, "You're joking. Like, there's no way." She was like, "No, I'm looking at your results right here." She was like, "You did snore a little bit during this time period, but no, you don't have it."
You don't stop breathing in your sleep.
I was like, "Wow, that's crazy."
Must be nice.
And I was like trying to stay on the phone and like laugh because I just could not believe it. I was like mind blown. I was like, "This is crazy." And she was like, "I gotta go." Because my mind was just blown. Because I was for sure that I had it. And she was like, "Yeah, I gotta go."
That's so funny.
I'm a doctor. Like, get off the phone. But as far as like for me, what I think has worked the best is more so like supplements and vitamins and more holistic approach rather than like the traditional medicines, the metformins and the what else, the birth control.
Yeah, have I told you about macaroot? Changed my life.
That should be
that's my new slogan.
Macaroot.
Macaroot.
The face of macaroot.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. And then Alara, like
Alara. Shout out to our sponsor, Alara.
Yeah.
JK. Hopefully they'll sponsor us by the time this episode goes live.
Yeah, because you need to find someone who is well versed in PCOS.
Yeah.
Gosh, you're so lucky in the Bay Area that there's that hospital.
I know, but I have to pay out of pocket.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not covered by my insurance.
Oh, that sucks.
And Kaiser's honestly the worst. I think I might be ready to leave. Yeah, but I can't switch till like November with John's plan. But Kaiser sucks. Like every time I talk to them about finding a PCOS specialist, they're like, "Well, good luck. Like, you have to pay out of pocket if you go anywhere else." I'm like, "Thank you. That's so helpful." Like you couldn't just find like there's no one in the Kaiser network that specializes in PCOS.
Oh, that's crazy.
It is so common. What is it, like 80% of women?
Yeah, it's like 1 in 4.
1 in 4 women have PCOS in the US, and you're telling me that you don't have a single person who specializes in PCOS.
That is crazy.
That's insane.
There's also a PCOS hospital in Boston.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, but I think literally those are the only 2 in the US.
That's absolutely insane. If you need to go to UCSF PCOS clinic, hit me up. I have a guest room.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can stay here.
Yeah. I don't know if I have a guest room. I was, Hannah was asking because I'm about to move, and I'm like, do I? I don't remember. Right now, I have a loft though.
You can kick Matt out and I can sleep in your bed.
Yeah. Oh, and Matt works nights,
Oh,
so
perfect.
yeah,
He
it doesn't matter.
to.
Yeah.
We'll all share the bed.
Yeah, that's perfect. But also, as far as regular like checkups, I would say you should get your blood work like worked up probably
Once a year.
once or twice.
Yeah.
Just to like check on things, especially when you implement like the new
Changes and the inositol.
and the
Get it.
and
the
the
macroot. Get that macroot. Okay, but wait, quick macroot description though. This is like it will get you pregnant.
so
So
be
like
careful.
be careful because it kickstarts your ovulation because it like helps your cycle become more regular. So if you're not trying to get pregnant, just be extra careful.
Oh, yeah.
That's my
I need
little
to be careful.
side note. Yeah, you be careful.
But I do think that there should be like more awareness around PCOS, which is like what I have tried to do, which I didn't even like really mean to do on purpose, which we'll do a whole other episode on that. But basically, like someone noticed my facial hair in a get ready with me video, which I didn't think it was that noticeable. I had just like woken up and had shaved the night before, and like it was like this, and I didn't think I was like, get ready with me.
Yeah.
And then hundreds of women were like, oh my gosh, I have that too. And so,
That's so common.
yeah, so I knew that I needed to like speak on it from
Mhm.
that moment on. And I saw how important it was.
Yeah.
And I feel like Hannah, whenever you started talking about it, you probably felt like,
Oh, yeah.
like I need to speak about this too. Like it's so important for
It's crazy how many women are like silently struggling with this. Like it really is. It's not something you can see, but it's something, oh, I mean, maybe for you, you can
Yeah.
see it, but
some people.
it's just like it affects you so, so deeply as a woman, and people don't talk about it that much. So I feel like it's our responsibility.
Yeah, I feel that too.
Mhm.
And I had so many women, it's funny you just say that because I had so many women be like, "Oh my gosh, I thought I was the only one who had
Right.
facial hair like this," or "I thought I was the only one who struggled with this." Like, and it's so common, 1 in 4.
No, Tori gets thousands of comments like that. Like, oh, you made me feel not alone. Like, you made me feel seen and heard and cared for. And it's like, it's beautiful.
No, it makes me like cry. I'm like, "Thank you. Oh
I
my
know.
gosh." I'm always like, "Matt, look at this." And that's so sweet. Like it really means the world to me. Like, thank you guys. Like, because that's also healing for me. Because I also felt that way,
But if you guys have any questions about PCOS, like we're obviously not medical professionals, but we can help you as much as we can. Like drop it in our DMs. You guys always know you can find us on Internet Girlz Pod with a Z on Instagram, or I'm Hannah Lee Lifestyle, and
I'm Tori Sunshine, 2 R's, 1 I.
so hit us up with questions you have, concerns, comments. If you just want to share your story, like we would love to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
But thank you so much for joining us on this very special podcast episode. I hope you're loving it.
Yes, we are loving you.
We love you always, and we'll talk to you next time. Internet Girlz out.